Namaskar, everybody. This is me, Neha Goyal, and this is the live that I'm doing because I wanted to speak about body consciousness, and I'll wait for a bit while at least a few people join in. This is a topic which has been brewing up in me, and the paradigm of my work with one-on-one empowerment coaching since some time now, and this today. Ekadashi day seemed like a good day to come and speak about body consciousness. Once I heard my guru saying that, so a question was asked that, do you know that what will stay with you till the end of your life? And various people answered with various things, family, parents, siblings, friends, spouse, children, all of that. However, the answer was this, that all the other things, they are very subjective. They may come and go. They may, even if somebody has children, even if somebody has a spouse, or even if somebody has, good friends and family, they still may not stay till the end of life because there are no guarantees to life. But the one thing which will stay with us from the beginning till the very end of our life is this, our body. However, over a period of time and very unconsciously, a lot of us have been disconnected with our body itself. So therefore, body consciousness and coming back to our body becomes an absolutely important topic to speak about. Now, what are the reasons why someone may be disassociated with their body? The topmost is a trauma that they may have experienced through their body now, earlier, or coming to them through ancestry. Now, what does this mean? This means that, so what is trauma? Trauma is something that our body felt or our brain felt like they need to protect us from, because that puts a question mark on their basic survival. And our brain is so cute, it is so much in love with ourselves that it does not know good from bad, and the only thing that it will do from its beginning till the end is to try to protect us, and whatever protects us registers as something which is important to us, something that we may repeat. So sometimes what happens is that when something emotionally charged that we may not have the tools to process, or we may not have the tools to deal with, has happened either to us, like let's say something which happened with us while we were growing up, or an emotional charge which may have come to us through our ancestry, through our DNA, through our lineage. In order to protect us, our brain, systematically tries to shut our body consciousness to it, so that we are not able to, so that we don't feel it, we either numb out, or the opposite, that because it feels too much that we are not able to manage it, somehow it becomes easier for us to lose our body consciousness. In the current scenario, how it may have further got facilitated is that whenever something happens to us outside which we don't want to deal with, or that our body has figured may be very tough for us to deal with the reality. So let's say we are repeatedly facing issues at work where we have a constant struggle with our bosses, or with our subordinates, or with our clients, or let's say something else where we are in a relationship, or where we are in a family situation where it is easier for us and it registers more as a safety to disconnect with our body rather than facing that situation. What we may do is that go onto our phone and start scrolling the social media. Now, as soon as we start scrolling the social media, what happens is that we lose touch with our body. We start thinking from our mind. I mean, we anyways think from our mind, but what I mean to say is that our mind, our thoughts, they get more activated, and everything every interaction other than the one which is happening right in front of us becomes more desirable, becomes something that we may deal with in a more easier way. So let's say, for example, somebody has had a concern with their boss, where their boss and them, they're not seeing eye to eye. However, they also do not find the tools to deal with it. Comes the phone in front of them, and they get an opportunity to use their voice, to use their power, to get into some information search or some argument on the social media, on Twitter or on Instagram. They will get into it because this seems to be a more controlled way where they can channelize the anger or the frustration they may be feeling in the office situation where they're not able to voice themselves, but then they find their power back when they do the same on the social media with people they are not aware with, right? So this is how, over a period of time, in the current day scenario, just one of those examples where we are losing more and more touch with our body consciousness. But then why is it important to stay in our body, to connect back with our body consciousness? Because we as humans experience life through our body, right? So our decision making happens through the chemicals which are released in our body. We see, we hear, our senses are all in our body. It's a sensorial information which helps us in making certain decisions, putting ourselves in certain places where we may feel safe or lack of it, or even the relationships that we are experiencing in our life, whether it be with a spouse or with a child or with a subordinate or with a boss in this scenario, for example. All of that is happening through our body. The diseases or health concerns which may happen over a period of time when we lose body consciousness are also very rampant, such as nervous system issues, that extreme anxiety which we have been ignoring over a period of time may create within us, wherein it could eventually lead to heart-related issues, palpitation issues, low or high BP, eyesight issues, sometimes extreme hormonal issues. Autoimmune diseases are very rampant these days. Because this is our body trying to tell us through that disease or through that dis-ease that, honey, I exist. It lets us know that it exists and it is time for us to connect back to us. So I'll give you an example of the autoimmune disease. Now, what is an autoimmune disease? Autoimmune disease is that when our body's immunity goes on an overdrive and it feels that everything which is happening to it, the body needs to, the message is that we need to protect ourselves from it. What is that? It's like that child whose parents may not have been giving the child attention, and it throws a tantrum to get that attention. It's almost like that. Autoimmune disease is almost like that the body is now throwing tantrum so that you start looking at it by going in an overdrive or an overprotective mode. Thanks, Monica. Yes, thank you for putting out endometriosis here. Now, what is endometriosis, for example? Endometriosis is when from a body's point of view, a protective layer is created around, the womb or the uterus. However, because it is a disbalance, because if it is an overdoing, over a period of time, it becomes extreme pain. Like, ask the people who have endometriosis. It's like just one of those extreme pains which is very tough to handle. Now, what was the need for the body here to overprotect, or the womb to overprotect? Now, what is a womb? Womb is a place where the creation happens, not just for a woman, for the entire mankind. Creation happens from the womb. But over a period of time, or over a period of generations, if this womb has experienced such emotions where it was unheard, where there were voices which were unheard, where there were female ancestors whose trauma was not released, where it's almost again like a child which goes into an extreme protection mode where it is saying that everything and anything is a danger to me, and therefore this is a womb which creates that external layer when it starts, over a period of time. Yes, I understand, to the body, when it is created, it feels like extreme pain. But I assure you that a part of it could also be related to those unheard, unresolved, suppressed feelings, emotions, voices, emotional charges of the generations of feminine lineage in your lineage. Right? So that is the dis-ease which your body is, the dis-ease. Through that dis-ease, your body is voicing out, those suppressed emotions, those suppressed concerns. Hello, Harshit. Yes, Harshit is saying stomach clean nahi hota, ma'am. Harshit, stomach clean means that it could be related to several other things, but speaking about from a body consciousness point, there is something that we are not allowing to let go of, or something that we are not ready to digest in our life. There is a reality which is too much for us to digest. It could be for you, which is that it could be happening, like it is either you, or it is a reality, or the let's say the reality of somebody in your ancestry, somebody's reality in your ancestry which was not digested and is coming to you as the stomach related issues. So yes, basically coming back to the body consciousness, once we befriend our body, okay, wherein we train ourselves to listen to its messages. A lot of time, people who have had relationship issues, and I have gone into a discussion with them to ask that, okay, what bodily change happened with you when you first met this person? A lot of people often tell me that, now that you ask it, I remember that when I met this person, suddenly I had a pimple erupting on my face, or suddenly I had an allergy which showed up, right? So these are all the things which the body is telling, subconsciously to this person, that what you are getting into may be a danger zone. What you are getting into is something that you may want to in future save yourself from. So coming back to the body consciousness here, that if we start listening to the messages of our body, that goes a long way, because body is the tool which stays from us from the beginning till the very end of our life, right? So I wanted to also let you know that in the month of September, I am launching this beautiful, gorgeous webinar where I'm going to speak about body consciousness and also what we can do in order to connect back with our body. Now, this is going to be a 3-layered thing wherein I'm going to deal with mind, body, as well as the soul. So stay tuned and turn on the notifications so that you do not miss out on that information. It's going to be at a throwaway price. So, and the seats are going to be limited. So first come, first serve basis. If you have somehow landed up on this live, remember to share it with your friends and family. Do know that if there is a concern that you are going through, 90% you will be able to deal with it, provided you know what is the root that it is coming from, and connecting with your body to release it, not just for yourself, but for your ancestry and for your future generations. So the solution that I'm going to help you with is going to be threefold. It's going to be something which is going to have its ripple effect, not just for yourself, but in your past and in your future. There are a lot of free resources already that I have shared on the link in bio, which is my Linktree link. So go there. There are resources on manifestation. There is resources for women. There is a playlist that I have created for manifestation and a lot more. You will thank me later. Go there, register on it, and I'll see you soon. Namaskar. Radhe Radhe.